All right, here's the last example I want you guys to take a look at. Hopefully this will help you out for your homework problems tonight. Number 45, please take a look at this prompt. Go ahead and read it to yourself. Then play the video again so that way we can look at it together. So what I see when I read through this is that I have a claim of 60% of teens passing their driver's test at the first try. So right there I see that that's my claim. That's going to be my P naught. Okay. Investigative reporter takes an SRS, so we know that our random condition is satisfied. We have a sample size of 125 teens, and I think about, well, who's my population then? If any state's going to have more than 1,250 teens, so my 10% condition is to be satisfied, I just need to write it out. 86 of those teens pass, so there's going to be my P hat. And I'm looking at a confidence or a significance level of 0.05. Let's check to see if the claim is incorrect. And so that wording is really key here. Do we care if the proportion is less than 60%? Do we care if it's more than 60%? We're just looking to see if it's incorrect. So in that case, we're not using the less than symbol. We're not using the greater than symbol. We're just using not equals. Anything other than 60% would be a false claim. That's what we're looking at. Okay, based off of this sample, is this claim incorrect? So let's write out some of the things that we know. We'll go ahead and first take care of defining our parameter. So pause and define what is P, and then compare it with what I have. Okay, so we have P is the true proportion of teens in the state that passed their driver's test on the first attempt. I had a sample size of 125. I'm going to assume that N is going to be at very least 1,250. So that means my 10% condition is satisfied. N is going to be less than 0.10 of capital N, and I'm even going to be a little bit more specific here, just for kicks, and say that 125 is less than 10% of capital N. Okay? This also was an SRS of 125, so not only is my 10% condition satisfied, but we had an SRS of 125 teens, and that's checked off. Okay? Now we need to find out what is our P naught times N for the normal condition, the normal condition, the LCC condition. So we have N, 125, times 86 out of 125. That is indeed greater than 10, as is the N times 1 minus P. 125 times 39 out of 125. That's greater than 10. You can write out these fractions as decimals if you want. I just went ahead and did them as fractions. It's not a big deal. Your choice. Okay? So at this point, let's go ahead and make sure we have our P hat written as a decimal. That's, again, a lot of times more helpful than anything else. So 86 out of 125 is going to be equal to 0.688. So a lot of times it's helpful just to stop and think. What are we checking, and what are we checking against? We are checking to see, hey, what's this sample size? Or what is our population proportion? 60% pass on their first attempt. Our sample showed 68.8% pass on their first attempt. So what does that say about the DMV's claim? Right now, to me, that suggests that their claim is incorrect. It's actually a little bit inaccurate. More teens are passing. But we want to see, is this strong enough evidence? Is this convincing evidence? So that's where we do our test. Okay? So we still go through the same thing. We find our z-score, our test statistic, P hat minus P naught divided by square root P naught times 1 minus P naught divided by my sample size. Punch that into your calculator and find your z.